Good afternoon, my friends, and welcome to today's edition of NWCR's Removing Liberal Blindfold for this Thursday, the 17th day of December in the year of our Lord 2020. Breitbart News brings us today's update that shows that the FBI's stonewalling of the truth continues, even into the time when Biden is supposed to be president-elect. The election was stolen and stonewalled too. With the headline, GOP leader McCarthy, FBI stonewalling on briefing Congress on Eric Swalwell's reported China spy ties. Well, of course they are. Over the last 4 years, they have shown us all that they, like the Democrat Party, care nothing for the truth if it doesn't help their leftist socialist ideals. And they can't seem to get it through their heads that socialism has never worked. But House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy said Wednesday that he has asked the Federal Bureau of Investigation for a briefing on Representative Eric Swalwell's reported ties to a Chinese spy, and the agency has canceled 2 times. Swalwell is a national security liability. This is too important for the FBI to continue to stonewall, he tweeted. Pressure is increasing on Swalwell to answer questions about a report that alleged a female Chinese spy named Christine Fang, or Fang, targeted Swalwell between 2011 and 2015 as part of a political intelligence operation. Fang, as reported by Axios, met Swalwell while he was a council member for Dublin City, California, and she was a Chinese student organizer. She would become a campaign bundler for him and even placed at least one intern in one of his congressional offices. Axios said Fang's behavior was so worrisome that the FBI briefed Swalwell about her in 2015, after which he allegedly cut ties with her and she unexpectedly returned to China. However, his father and brother remain Facebook friends with her as recently as last week. Swalwell has so far refused to answer whether his relationship with Fang was romantic. The Axios report said Fang had a romantic relationship with at least 2 unidentified Midwestern mayors. Swalwell has tried to blame the Trump administration for the story. As always, the left always blames someone else for their actions. And he told CNN Newsroom last week, quote, "The wrongdoing here, Jim, is that the same time this story was being leaked out is the time that I was working on impeachment and the House Intelligence and Judiciary Committees." Axios reporter Jonathan Swain called that explanation absurd, which it is. Pressure is also rising on House Speaker Nancy Pelosi to address the issue. On Tuesday, a group of top House Republicans sent a letter to Pelosi asking her to remove Swalwell from the House Intelligence Committee. The letter read, "Because of Representative Swalwell's position on the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, his close interactions with Chinese intelligence services, however unintentional they may be, are unacceptable national security risk. HPSCI handles some of the most sensitive information our government possesses, information critical to our national defense. As such, we urge you to immediately remove Representative Swalwell from his position on the House Intelligence Committee." Pelosi said last week she had no concerns about Swalwell. McCarthy has questioned when Pelosi and House Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff, Democrat of California, knew about Swalwell being targeted by a suspected Chinese spy and why Democrats have not been more aggressive towards China. And now to remove the liberal blindfold here, folks. The Democrats always stonewall when the truth doesn't help their un-American agenda, and this one doesn't. From the Fox Ingram angle on December 8th that Pelosi selects Democratic members of the House Intelligence Committee and is a member of the Gang of Eight, gets briefed on intelligence matters by the intelligence community. He said, Did Nancy Pelosi know this had transpired when she put him on the committee? Yes, she did. We have our Senate Dianne Feinstein, for 2 decades, the personal assistant to hear all private phone calls in the cars and others, a Chinese spy. Why did the Democrats pull out of the bipartisan China task force I had set up? Why did Speaker Pelosi pull out of that? Why have they denied certain bills that would hold China accountable, that would have passed the Senate, not come to the floor? Why do they focus on Silicon Valley members of Congress? Why is he still on the Intel Committee? Why is he still a member of Congress? Did Adam Schiff know as a chairman of that committee that he had this problem? Unquote. McCarthy also questioned on FNC's Fox and Friends December 10th why Swalwell attacked Director of National Intelligence John Ratcliffe for warning about Chinese spying and how Swalwell was able to join the Intelligence Committee as a sophomore. Why did he attack the American Director of Intelligence John Ratcliffe's report talking about the expansion of China spying throughout? Just last week, he attacked the director, John Ratcliffe, defending China. This man should not be in the Intel Committee. Adam Schiff, who has spent 4 years as chair, worried about the foreign intervention into our country, knowingly kept an individual on the committee if he knew, as Swalwell says, that he was a Chinese individual who was a spy who helped him run for Congress. Then the other question is, did anyone influence getting a sophomore member on the Intelligence Committee? McCarthy also questioned why Swalwell also sits on another sensitive committee. The other committee that he sits on was Space and Technology Science, that deals with our satellites, deals with going into space and others. Why is he so interested on that committee? These questions continue to be raised about this individual. In August, Swalwell downplayed the threat from Chinese interference in the 2020 election. He said on MSNBC's The Readout that the National Counterintelligence Security Center, or NCSC, Director William Ivanina's statement on threats to the 2020 election coming from Russia, China, and Iran was a conflagration of threats to protect Trump. There is only one country that has a preferred candidate that they are willing to actually help, and the assessment is that Russia is trying to help Donald Trump and tear down Joe Biden, he said. They are truly trying to conflate threats, I believe, to protect the president, unquote. Folks, we have to realize here, if Adam Schiff, Nancy Pelosi, and Swalwell are involved in this, we have to start looking at what is really going on. Because mark my words here, folks, it cannot be good for America. The Democrats have proven to us almost daily that what is good for America is not what they want. During the Trump presidency, all promises were kept by Trump. The economy came back. Unemployment hit the lowest in history. Tax rates were lowered to the lowest they've been in ages. The border was closed to help security of this nation, and the war on terror was being fought the way it should have been, and the world has started respecting America today. And yet all the Democrats said that the destruction of America will continue until Trump was taken out of office. What destruction of America, folks? Is it the destruction of their ideals? They also said that they were the only ones that could bring America back to greatness again. But in fact, they want to destroy America back to the place they had it under Obama and farther down when Biden takes presidency. That is what we have to look forward to. Higher taxes, the destruction of the Second Amendment, and if you want to see that, the First, Third, Fourth, Fifth, Sixth, and more. We are in trouble, folks. We are heading towards more destruction of this great nation if Biden actually gets away with the theft of this nation that the left has been actively involved in. That is another reason I always say at the end of my updates and my shows what a friend of mine used to always say: we will not be ruled. But the way we are going, we are letting the Democrats think we want to be ruled. And if we don't stop that, America is gone. Plain and simple. This is Robert the Infidel for today's NWCR's Removing the Liberal Blindfold from behind the silver microphone of freedom with the voice of reason in this increasingly unreasonable world, brought to you through conservative nation media, where we fight to make sure America always wins. Tomorrow will be my show, NWCR Radio, at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and on Saturday will be Black by Color Only with Vincent Brown at 5 p.m. or 7 p.m. It hasn't been figured that one out yet. And on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time will be American by Design with our own Uncle Bing Fisher. Have a blessed weekend, and God bless you all. And I'll see you all again either Saturday or Monday.